Adventure on a budget. What does that mean? Let's take a look at it. Looking for value? Well, so am I. There's almost too many options when it comes to the ADV market, but for purposes of this video, I'm narrowing it down to 3. Now, I'm going to narrow it down to ADV bikes under $10,000 out the door. I know there's a lot of choices in this category, and we're going to stick with the small to mid-level market, but these are the 3 that I think provide the most value. Value, let's define that. I'm going to define it for this video and how I want to ride. Now, those of you who watch the channel know that I have a Goldwing and an Indian Scout. Now, the Goldwing is great when I want to tour long distance or I want sports, performance, reliability, and handling. Can carve the twisties, hit a straight run, Goldwing handles it all. The Scout, 100 horsepower, lot of fun, great around town, not so bad on long trips, but the Goldwing is purposeful for that. So for this video, I'm thinking the ADV budget bike for a 50-50 off-road, on-road, 70-30 if you will. Which of these options best suits your need? I know a lot of ADV bikes that never hit the dirt. They're just taking on long cross-country tours, which is fine. But here I'm thinking more for trails, forest roads, gravel, dirt, maybe an occasional gnarly washed out road, but for the most part, just getting lost in nature on a reasonably groomed trail. So with those qualifications in mind, I think you have 3 bikes to consider, and in no particular order. Number 1, the Benelli TRK 502X. Number 2, the KLR 650. And number 3, the Royal Enfield Himalayan. The Royal Enfield Himalayan is a very simple machine, a basic plotter that won't get anywhere fast, but it will just churn and churn no matter the course in front of it. The Royal Enfield has been ridden around the world in some of the most inhospitable climates. Its tractor-like torque makes it super manageable in any off-road scenario. On the highway, 0 to 60, so it takes 3 days to get there. So what? It gets the job done, and let's face it, this bike is for back roads and off-road, so a short highway stretch shouldn't distract from its value. And just what is the value? Well, for $5,550 in 2023, you can have a dual bike that does it all with extreme mediocrity. But if you expect exactly what the Himalayan provides, I think you'll be happy, and it looks really good. Now on the highway, the Himalayan can hit 80 miles an hour. Shouldn't keep it there, but it'll cruise all day long at 65. And like I said, the value of this bike is not in the highway. It's the back roads meandering between 40 and 55. It's the USFS forest roads, the trails, the gravel, and all those stops that should take time to see in between. The Enfield is capable of climbing the Himalayas. That's why it has the name. But it's just as much fun on the back roads and forest trails. So for $5,550, pretty hard to beat. Now on to the iconic Kawasaki KLR 650. Base model comes in at $6,699. It has way more push than the Himalayan and comes with quite the reputation of being a reliable old field mule. Another bike that seems to tackle anything in front of it, and does it fairly well. KLR looks like an oversized dirt bike. While I like it and it's very basic with minimal maintenance, KLRs are known to last a very long time, even if you neglect them. KLRs are a tall bike, so if you are vertically challenged, you may want to take a second look. On the highway, it'll do 80 no problem. It can handle anything off-road, even some of the gnarly stuff. And for the price, again, hard to beat. The KLR is just reliable fun for an amazing price. And comes with the KLR Army, a dedicated army of fans that link up all over the world. Now the KLR doesn't do anything particularly great, but there's nothing it can't do. So if you want value in a 650 single-cylinder thumper, KLR is a definite option. Now third may say this one is the baby brother of the GS, at least in looks. The Benelli TRK 502X. 2023 brings Benelli some changes like a TFT screen, tire pressure monitoring, heated grips, and some other features. With that, a price increase is coming. So let's stay basic and look at the 2022 and prior. For $7,099, you get a pretty standard machine whose looks rival the BMW GS. This bike's parallel twin, unlike the other two single-cylinder options. 500 cc's, maybe a little light to lug a big bagger bike around, but it does pretty well. All the reviews I've seen claim it to be a very reliable, very capable, and very comfortable as it comes stock. Even though QJ in China owns the brand, the TRK 502X is still manufactured in Italy. Hence the great style. So the Enfield comes in at the least expensive, the KLR right in the middle, and the Benelli at the higher end. So depending on what you see as value for the money, it's up to you. One of the things that is important is dealer network. Now Kawasaki, Power Motorsports, you can pretty much throw a rock from anywhere you live and be within 25 miles of one of these dealers. The Benelli, a lot of them sell the T135, but none of them have the 502X. Now they will do service, but if they have never seen one and they weren't on their floor, I'm not sure how comfortable I am taking it there for service. And the Enfield, well, I found a dealer within 25 miles of my house, and in a search it seems that's about the average, 25 to 40 miles. As far as aftermarket support, the KLR rivals Harley-Davidson. There are so many aftermarket accessories available for the KLR 650. The Royal Enfield has a handful, and the Benelli pretty sparse. Aesthetically, each one of these bikes offers its own purpose. The Benelli looks like a GSA, and it's really a nice looking bike. The Royal Enfield, a lot of nostalgia, old school, almost like an army bike. And the KLR, just a big overstuffed dirt bike ready to get down and dirty. Now any one of these bikes is purely for secondary riding. So don't forget the purpose when watching this video. If you want one bike to do it all and you need a touring and something on-road, off-road, obviously the big bikes are available. The GS from BMW, the Tiger 900 Rally, the KTMs, and things of those natures. So it can do everything comfortably on and off road. But they are big, heavy, and come at a price, so definitely not a budget ADV. Now each bike does offer some different features, specs, etc. But when it comes to value, they all fall into the bunch. So which one are you picking out of the three? While I like the looks of the Benelli the best, the dealer network issue scares me a little bit. So I would come down to the KLR 650 and the Royal Enfield Himalayan. So it really just comes down to which one works better for you. Purpose. Leave a note in the comments below which bike you would choose. Thanks for watching, and don't forget,